One operation, 7 straight nights of bombing, and 2 completely different stories about what it means. The New York Times says the strikes leave Iranians isolated and scared. The Hill says the president is squeezing a regime. Same missiles, same night. 2 different wars depending on where you read. This is Media Lens. Here's what's not in dispute. Overnight, U.S. forces hit energy infrastructure, a port facility, and 3 bridges in Iran's Hormozgan province. It was the 7th consecutive night of American strikes. Iran retaliated against U.S. bases in the region and said it fired missiles that crossed into Jordanian airspace. Beyond those facts, the coverage splits hard. Start with the human cost. The New York Times led with the civilian picture: damaged tunnels, severed bridges, and a population cut off and frightened. The headline, U.S. strikes leave Iranians isolated and scared. The Hill framed the very same operation as strategy. Its headline, Trump targets Iran's infrastructure in a bid to squeeze the regime. One outlet centers the people under the bombs. The other centers the pressure on the government. Then there's the question of American casualties. The BBC reported 2 U.S. troops killed and 1 missing in Jordan after an Iranian attack. Other outlets ran a more cautious version: several U.S. troops injured, attributed to a single report; killed or injured, confirmed or per report. That's a meaningful gap in a fast-moving story, and it's worth noticing which number an outlet chose to put in the headline. There's also how each outlet handles Iran's voice. Several ran Tehran's messaging near the top. The supreme leader warning of unforgettable lessons, Iran suspending its commitments to an interim deal, threats that no political border will be safe. Lead with those quotes and Iran looks defiant and dangerous. Bury them, and the same story reads as a one-sided American campaign. The facts don't change, the order does. And the opinion pages go further still. The Guardian ran a column arguing the president, not Iran, is the world's greatest danger, calling the war a self-inflicted fiasco. That's commentary clearly labeled, but it sits in the same feed as the news, and it colors the mood a reader carries into the facts. So what do you do with this? Notice the verbs and the subjects. Leave Iranians scared puts civilians at the center. Squeeze the regime puts strategy at the center. Neither is false, both describe the same bombs. The story you believe depends on which sentence someone chose to write first. Read the second outlet, then read the third. That's today's Media Lens. Subscribe and hit the bell.